Hi, I'm Cece and welcome to my channel. Before we get into this video, I just wanted to address a certain type of comment that I've been getting a lot lately. I've been getting a lot of comments that are like, why is your content so negative? Like, you're just trying to cancel people. Why don't you do something positive? And I just wanted to say that, one, I'm not trying to cancel anyone. That's never been my goal with any of the videos I've made. I think canceling someone comes with this implication that that person is absolutely irredeemable in the court of public opinion and that no amount of apologies or changed behavior can make them forgivable. And I definitely don't agree with that. And I really don't think that making criticisms or raising concerns about someone's content or actions or what they are doing with their platform falls under the umbrella of cancel culture. I also think this idea that we should never criticize anyone or anything because it's negative and we should all just be positive is like toxic positivity exemplified. And I just wanted to address this because I see this a lot, not just in my comment section, but all over the internet, people trying to use the ideas of cancel culture and negativity to shield themselves or creators they like from valid criticism. And I just think that's bullshit. So, somewhat relevant to all of that, today I wanted to talk about the LaBrant family. I made a video a while back talking mainly about Micah and Jane Stauffer and their adopted son, who they featured heavily in their content, only to turn around a couple years later and give him back up for adoption. I think rehoming him was the word they used. And in that video, I talked about what I believe are some of the inherent ethical problems with family vlogging, and I briefly mentioned the LaBrants. But I just wanted to delve into their content a little more and also just make an updated video on this topic. So if you don't know who the LaBrant fam is, they are some of the biggest family vloggers on all of YouTube. They have 12.8 million subscribers and they're gaining pretty much every day. The family consists of Savannah and Cole LaBrant, their daughter Everly, who is 7, their daughter Posey, who is 1, and their son Zealand, who I think was born in August of this year. So Everly is actually Savannah's daughter from a previous relationship. She had her when she was 19, I believe. And when Everly was around 2, Savannah began posting videos featuring her to her Musical.ly account. If you don't know what Musical.ly is, it was kind of a precursor to TikTok. It was another like short video lip syncing app. So she started posting these silly lip sync videos with Everly, and the two of them gained a bit of a following on that platform. And Cole LaBrant, Savannah's husband, you may know from tweets such as this one. I'm just kidding. Cole first gained a following on Vine back around 2013. If you are between the ages of like 20 and 25, you probably remember Cole as part of the dance group Dem White Boys. They would post those Grind With Me videos. So Savannah and Cole, both internet famous kind of in their own right, met in 2016, got engaged and married within a year, and then pivoted to family vlogging on YouTube. This turned out to be a really, really smart business move. Their wedding video and proposal video are currently sitting at 44 million views and 26 million views respectively. They, like I said, have amassed almost 13 million followers. Their content is all family and advertiser friendly, so they are raking in the AdSense dollars. And they've just really successfully curated this image of this really cute, wholesome, all blonde, quintessential American family. But that doesn't mean that they have been without scandal or criticism. And I'm not here at all to trash them for no reason, but I do think we should talk about it because I think a lot of the criticisms of them raise some really valid points and concerns, not just about them, but about the industry of family vlogging as a whole. One issue, and probably the biggest issue that I have, is that, in my opinion, they are very exploitative of their children in a number of different ways. In the case of the LaBrant family, Everly really is the star of the show, of their entire channel. I really do not think they would have a channel, definitely would not have the platform that they have without her, and she's only 7. And I will say she does seem like a really natural performer. A lot of the time she seems to really enjoy being on camera, but we have to consider the fact that she is still so young. I don't think she really has the capacity to understand maybe the long-term ramifications of having her entire life filmed, or the scope of how many people who are seeing her on camera. It's also a sad fact that kids don't really have the same rights that adults do. Now, obviously that's because ideally they have parents who are making decisions for them with their best interests in mind. But in the case of the LaBrant fam and other family vloggers, if Everly ever wants to stop making vlogs, doesn't feel like being filmed that day, doesn't want a particular video put on the internet, her parents can just say, no, too bad, and she doesn't really have a choice in the matter. There are definitely vlogs where Everly is visibly upset or distressed or just seems like she doesn't really want to be on camera, and Savannah and Cole seem to not really care that much. There is also the issue of money. So Everly and other children of family vloggers are essentially working and bringing in an income for their family, and in my opinion, there is inherently something wrong with making vlogging or YouTube content your main source of income and making your child the star of that content. If the parents want to post content about themselves or about something else and feature their kids in it sometimes, I think that's something different. But with most of the big family vloggers like the LaBrants, the Ace family, that's not the case. In those cases, the kids are very clearly the stars of the channel, the main focus of the content, and I just think that's a really unfair burden to place on a kid. They're essentially the equivalent of child actors who work and support their whole families. We've seen tragically over and over with child stars who experience that kind of pressure at a young age, the psychological trauma it can cause and the issues it can lead to later in life. But child actors now have certain protections that say they can only work so many hours, they cannot be exposed to inappropriate content while working, a certain percentage of the money they make has to be put away in an account that only they can access once they're older. And children of family vloggers have none of those legal protections. Their parents can do whatever they want with the money their channels make. They can also have them film, so work essentially as much as they want. And I really hope we don't have to see a whole generation of children of family vloggers grow up with trauma or psychological issues before we realize that some legal protections need to be put in place for them. The thing that I think actually makes family vlogging even worse than children working as actors is that there is no clear separation for them between what is work and what is family time or leisure time. And I just think that would be really, really hard on a child's psyche. You know, a trip to Disney World can't just be a fun trip to Disney World because it's also a potential source of content. I think that would be exhausting for anyone, but especially for a kid. There is also the issue of privacy. In the LaBrant's case, they obviously post photos of their kids all over their own Instagrams, all over their channel. Their kids also each have their own Instagram account that the parents run. 7-year-old Everly has 5.1 million followers on her Instagram. Posey is 1-year-old and she has 1.7 million. And Zealand, who is like 3 months old, has over 500,000. That is not normal. And I really don't think children can consent to whether they want to be famous or not, basically. If you just Google any of their kids' names, they have a massive online presence, probably comparable to that of like a B-list celebrity. Their parents have essentially created this huge digital footprint for each of them before they can even consent to it or be aware of it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't post photos of your kid ever. I think that every parent has a different comfort level for what they are okay with sharing online about their child. But I do think there is a massive difference between what the LaBrants do and what most normal non-famous parents do, posting photos of their kid on their private Facebook or Instagram for their friends and family. Also, because the LaBrant's main thing is vlogging, which is obviously just filming your daily life and posting it, they tend to really, really overshare about their kids' lives. They don't seem to have a lot of concern for the fact that there are probably things their kids may not want all over the internet to be public knowledge forever. And while I have mixed feelings about child actors and parents who put their kids out there in that way, I do think YouTube and social media fame is different from that of a traditional celebrity for a couple of reasons. There's a difference between being, for example, a child actor and being famous for playing a character, because there's the separation from your personal life. It's another thing to be famous for being yourself and for your parents sharing photos and videos of your dance recitals and your personal life all over the internet. There is also I feel like this is like the elephant in the room, but I have to talk about this because I think this is genuinely the biggest concern that I have for the LaBrant's kids and for the children of family vloggers in general. There are creepy adults on the internet who seek out photos and videos of kids for nefarious reasons. Even if those photos and videos were uploaded with innocent intentions, as is the case with family vloggers, that is something that you need to be aware of and cautious of when you post photos and videos of your kids. It is a well-known fact that there are who seek out family vlogging content for those reasons. There was one mom who posted family vlogs containing her kids, and she learned that they were being embedded on websites for pedophiles. She turned off embedding so that her videos could no longer be shared to those sites, and found that her male audience dropped by a pretty significant percentage. So I just cringe to think about the portion of any family channel's traffic that is coming from those kinds of people. Having heard that story, I honestly cringe when I see the LaBrants upload a photo on Everly's Instagram of like her at a dance recital or something. Because while I am sure they upload that thinking it is just a cute photo or video of their daughter, there are people out there who will see it in a different light. I just really do think as a parent, you have to be aware and you have to be hyper vigilant and you have to protect your kids from things like that because they can't do it themselves. Okay, moving on. The LaBrants also do this thing a lot that, again, I see a lot of family vloggers do. The Ace family does this a lot, where they post videos and thumbnails and captions that kind of insinuate that their very young children are in these very adult or romantic situations. You'll see what I mean. So they post these videos of Posey or Everly with titles like this. Everly finds a mysterious love letter from her crush. Valentine's Day double date with Minnie, Cole, and Sav. Baby Posey meets her future husband for the first time. It has always rubbed me the wrong way when people joke about their children or their babies like, oh, that's her boyfriend, that's little Susie's future husband. And doing it publicly and as clickbait is 1,000 times weirder in my opinion. Like, why do you have to even jokingly insinuate that your child or baby is in these romantic adult situations that they hopefully realistically will not be in for a long time? Maybe this one is just me being sensitive or hypercritical, but let me know what you think. It makes me think of this tweet. Straight people. Gay people are forcing their sexuality onto their children. Straight people to a 5-year-old boy talking to a girl. Is that your girlfriend? It's true. Another thing that I see in a lot of family vloggers, including the LaBrants, is that they are just not very nice to their kids, at least on camera a lot of the time. Savannah and Cole play really mean pranks on their kids, mostly on Everly because she's the only one at this point who's really old enough to be pranked. There are a number of videos where they pull these pranks and she is visibly upset or distressed and they just keep going and keep filming. There was one prank where they told Everly they were going to be giving away their family dog, Carl, and they tried to make her tell the camera that news and film it and say that she was going to get to choose who they gave him away to. In this video, she's actually crying and is clearly very upset, as any 7-year-old would be if they thought their parents were making them get rid of their puppy.
Come here.
What's the matter?
What's the matter?
We're giving Carl away to somebody else because we feel like we can't take good enough care of him at our house.
They did release an apology for this one, but it wasn't really much of an apology. It was kind of more of an elaborate excuse and then attempt to deflect the criticism. There's another video where they were going through Everly's iPad or iPhone and kind of teasing her about things that were on it. In this video, she is fully hiding her face in a pillow and is clearly really, really upset and embarrassed. And they just don't back off. They keep teasing her and laughing at her and filming it.
She thinks she's making like a music video. Look at her, look at her. She can
I'm not laughing. So how are you laughing with me?
No, we're laughing with.
No. We're laughing at you.
Hey, it's F. We all have embarrassing videos.
I mean, they're acting like middle school bullies, except they're both in their mid-20s and the person they're bullying is their 7-year-old. On a personal note, this actually reminded me that I once did something really similar to my little brother. I was like 11 or 12, so he was 7 or 8, around Everly's age. And I had a friend over and we found on the family computer these videos that he had made of him just like singing, goofing off, whatever, like little kids do. And we were teasing him about it and bullying him and just being little shitheads about it. And my mom found out and told us to knock it off, and I got in trouble. But this is like if she had not only not told us to stop, but joined in on it and then posted it on the internet for everyone else to laugh at too. And I think this is one of the places where family vlogging can turn kind of sinister, is that it can lead to this kind of thing really easily. When you're constantly trying to create content, you're vlogging every day or every other day, you have to keep it fresh and keep things interesting, and that can put a real strain on relationships. I mean, at some point, how is a kid supposed to know what's a genuine interaction with their parent and what's a potential source of content? We've seen vlogging pranks lead to emotional or psychological abuse, like on the family vlogging channel Daddy of 5. That family was basically psychologically abusing their kids for the sake of content and ended up having their children taken away from them by CPS. To be clear, I'm not accusing Cole and Savannah of abusing their kids. That's a really serious allegation, and I don't think that anything we've seen on their channel constitutes actual abuse. But it does seem like they sometimes see content creation as a higher priority than their children's feelings or well-being. Another thing the LaBrant fam has taken some criticism for is their extreme clickbaiting. I was actually looking at their channel, and it's kind of hilarious because they're at the point where they're having to recycle clickbait. 11 months ago, they posted a video titled, "Our family is leaving the state." And then just recently, they posted a video titled, "We are leaving California." In both of those videos, they were just going on vacation. However, they do often use serious topics such as their children's health as clickbait. And I do think that is kind of messed up, and once again, a weird invasion of privacy. To summarize, this is not meant to be a hate piece or anything like that. It is just something that I feel really strongly we should talk about and start a conversation about, because I do think there can be real harm that comes from these types of channels. Family vloggers haven't been around long enough for us to see their kids grow up and see what they think of this as adults, see if they have any kind of psychological harm or trauma from it. We are now seeing the first generation of kids who are growing up with their lives on the internet like this, some of them literally since before they were born. And I think it would be great if we could start speaking up for and protecting those kids now instead of after the potential damage has been done. Again, I know I'm kind of singling out the LaBrants here just because they are one of the most popular family channels and they're also one of the ones that I'm most familiar with, but it's definitely not just them. I think family vlogging is only getting more and more popular, and we're gonna keep seeing more of these channels popping up. But yeah, I would love to know what you guys think about the LaBrants or about family vlogging in general. Please let me know in the comments below. That is it for me today, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.